with over 50 species of aliens living on Earth, and in the local neighborhood, we thought it was time to launch a 20-part investigation.
Hitler clones. Hitler clones are proto-humanoid Neosaurian gray mutoids, which are often mistaken for alien greys. Usually it is only the accent that gives them away, and sometimes the Hitler salute. They are now very prolific and dangerous, range from 4 to 5 feet tall with skin colors ranging from gray-white to gray-brown, with a mutant-shaped head. They have no fear, and are very violent, and are always plotting against the rest of the universe.
If you are watching this video, and it's not on Cyrax and Flyrax's channel, please tell a member of staff. We reserve the right to instruct our lawyers to insist on the death penalty for copyright infringement.
At the end of World War II, a sinister plot to clone 94 Adolf Hitlers and recreate Hitler's prime early life for each clone was put into operation. However, the Hitler's cloning program was nowhere near being perfected, and Hitler had to be cloned before Germany fell. This resulted in several strange mutoids, and only a few survived. They were shipped off via the secret Antarctic facility to the Nazi bases on the Hollow Moon, with planetoid Mars being the final destination. Here they were re-cloned with alien reptiloid DNA. It is also of interest that in the famous Roswell crash, 3 Hitler clones were recovered by the Americans, who thought they were extraterrestrials. However, eventually the truth came out and they were forced to work for NASA. Martians, the inhabitants of the planetoid Mars, are both humanoid and non-humanoid. The Americans, Nazis, gay Vatican cardinals and the Japanese spend most of their time under the ground, in the uneasy alliance, while on the surface reptilians and insectoid Borgs roam the surface, manually building pyramids. Also the alleged inhabitants of the 2 Martian moons, which many believe to be artificially hollowed asteroids, one of which, Phobos, is said to be under the control of the original Greys, or self-reproducing Greys, which are the hosts for the Grey clones which operate from various space stations that are disguised as planetoids. It is from these carrier ships that the abduction, implantation, programming, mutilation, infiltration and other projects are carried out against planetoid Earth. It has also been suggested that thousands of years ago, the surface of Luna and Mars were much more habitable, that the surfaces of these bodies may have been decimated after passing through the asteroid belt or an asteroid storm, consisting of debris which may have been torn from a planet, which apparently existed between Mars and Jupiter. It was possibly destroyed by a close encounter with another planetary body in the tradition of Velikovsky's theories. It is believed that ancient ruins, possibly thousands of years old, have been seen on both planets and that these attest to such a cataclysm. Men in Black. The Men in Black or Horlocks. These are apparently in many cases humans, who are controlled by draconian influences, although other Men in Black have been encountered which do not seem human, but more reptilian or synthetic, like George Bush or David Cameron. The Men in Black have been encountered often after UFO sightings, usually intimidating witnesses into keeping silent about what they've seen. Many of the witnesses may be inductees with suppressed memories of the event. Their threats appear to be motivated by attempts to utilize terrorism, fear or intimidation as a psychological weapon against witnesses. This weapon may not only be used to keep the human Men in Black under control, but by the human Men in Black themselves. They are often though not always, seen in connection with large, black automobiles, some of which have been seen disappearing into mountains, as in the case of one basing area between Hopland and Lakeport, California. Canyons or tunnels apparently appear out of or disappear into thin air. Most humanoid men in black have probably been implanted by the Draconians and are essentially their slaves. Biosynthetic forms, possessed by infernals, also seem to play a part in the Men in Black scenario, as do subterranean and external societies. Sirius, at only 9 light-years away, has been identified as a Men in Black center of activity with a subterranean counterpart, existing in ancient antediluvian Atlantean underground complexes, which have been re-established beneath the eastern U.S. and link up to the Dulce subnet. Moon Eyes. A race of peaceable transgenic polymorphic humanoids mutoids some 7 to 8 feet tall, with pale blue skin, and large wraparound eyes which are extremely sensitive to light. They may be the same as the large humanoids, allegedly encountered on the moon by Buzz Lightyear and other astronauts, who in turn were silenced by NASA, and not allowed to tell what they saw. These people may, according to some accounts, be allied to the Nordic Blondes. They claim to be descendants of Noah, who traveled to the Western Hemisphere a few centuries following the deluge. They discovered ancient antediluvian cavern systems and ancient technologies which have been abandoned by the antediluvians. In deep subterranean recesses, they have been encountered, mostly in deep cavern systems beneath the general region of the Ozarks, Arkansas and surrounding regions, but now live mainly inside the hollow moon. They are also enemies of the Draco Borgs.